numbers!
Welcome, Buccaneers, to the Pixel Pirate Plays. This is your host, the Pixel Pirate, bringing you first impressions on the latest and greatest indie games. Today we are taking a look at a game called Reus. Reus is developed by Abbey Games and published by the same, and you can currently pick it up on Steam for the grand total of $10. It is 10% off for about another 24 hours, so you can pick it up for $9 if you are so inclined. Alright, so what is Reus? Well, it is a god game. Let's get into it, shall we? Now, you might have noticed that there is actually a 30-minute time limit on the game. You can do 30, 60, 120, I think it is, for time limits, or you can do free play, which goes forever, but you never progress. So, the game has overall achievements. For example, finish an era with Forest Village, which has 100 prosperity, and there are a whole bunch of those. We won't get into them really. They're more achievements, and well, they're kind of achievements, but I think you also get stuff when you do them. So there you go. Let's get started. So these are our giants. I am a god, and I have created these giants to do my bidding. This is a planet. I was going to say it's Earth, but it's probably not. And basically what I need to do is make this place a nice place so that people want to live here. Okay, so to do that, we need to first get our crab guy here and create an ocean. You don't have to do it this way, but if you want fertile land, then you create an ocean. Otherwise, you can use the rock guy to create a desert, and that doesn't need to be anywhere near an ocean. It doesn't matter how you get the people in. As long as the people come, then you're good. It's not like a desert is crapper than a forest, for example. They're both the same, essentially. It's just that they produce different things. So you've got to play the game slightly differently, although overall it is the same. So, just going through the monsters here, obviously that's a crab. He creates sea or water stuff, water-based things. Then, of course, you've got the rock guy who does rock stuff like mountains and so on. Then you've got a swamp guy here. He does swamps and other stuff like animals and things. And then finally, of course, you've got the forest giant who does forests. Speaking of which, let us build one. So he'll go on his merry way. Create a forest. And then we need to create food on said forest. So we'll put some fruit here. Get these dudes out the way. You can, of course, move them anywhere you so desire. So we'll do that. And now that we have some fruit, some food, a person is going to come and settle a village, a wanderer. Okay, so a forest village has been settled. So different villages need different things. For example, a desert village needs deserty type stuff, and a forest village needs you know, foresty type stuff, so food and things like that. That's how they progress. Now, the game works by making things coexist, or not coexist, but work with each other. So if you see up in the top right-hand corner here, it's got symbiosis here. If I create something, a particular thing, next to what is this, a blueberry field that I've planted here, then you get more out of it. So for example, in this instance, if I put strawberries next to the blueberries, then I will get 10 plus food out of both of them. So that's basically how you kind of progress in the game, or rather how you get the most out of your village by doing those things. And there's all kinds of combinations, so you need to really be aware of where you put the food so that you can put things next to it and stuff like that. Obviously you have limited space here, so you've only got about 10 blocks, and most of those things are actually taken up by, for example, the village. You can't actually put food on top of the village. You can't. It doesn't work that way. So it's only free land. So these two, for example, are free. I can put things on those. Okay, so let's put another fruit thing here, and I'll show you what the symbiosis is. There's different ways to do it, obviously, and the giants actually interact with each other to do this, but this is a simple one. We get the leaf aspect and we do it on the blueberries here. And that will enable us to use transmutation to change them to strawberries. Now, as you can see, both are doing 5 food at this point in time. The apples mean food. If I transmute it to a strawberry, now it does 8 and 15, which is excellent. Now we have got lots of food. Alright, now, this is a project. Each village has a project. I think it's dependent on what kind of land that the village is built on. Because I keep getting schools for forest villages, for example. Anyway, this is a school, and to build the school, we have to meet these objectives, which we've almost already done. Yeah, we've hit 1, which is 15 out of 15 use in food, and then we need 15 out of 15 for technology. Now, you can see all the stats for your village at the bottom here, which I think is a very clever UI, use of UI. I mean, this area, all the dirt in the middle of the actual planet is fairly useless space, and they've utilized at least some of that with by doing this. So, okay, a forest ambassador has appeared. So, forest giant, giving food to plants. Sorry, I'm just reading this to see which one's the best. Yeah, okay, so what happens is when you build a project, I think it is, you actually get an ambassador. And he can give the giants different powers. So we'll use the forest giant in this instance and pick this little dude up. And he like sort of lives on the giant's head there. Now I get extra powers, so I have an extra fruit aspect, which is good. That's actually really cool. And a fertility boost. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, so that's how you get extra powers for your guys, and I think you can add more than one ambassador for each giant. So there you go. All right, so they're pretty happy. They're you know, plodding along and doing their stuff, and they'll just continue to do stuff. So let's build a swamp over here, and then we might build a mountain, maybe here. Then we can build another town. Or another village, I should say. Now, you have to be careful because if the villages become too prosperous, then they will actually attack each other or get all freaky, you know, they get nasty, things like that. So, you have to be aware of that and not to make them too prosperous. You can actually destroy villages. So, for example, the swamp dude over here, he has a muck bomb. The mountain guy, or the rock guy, has earthquakes, which you can, you know, decimate villages with and stuff like that. So, okay, a village has settled in the swamp. Excelente. So let's see what the symbiosis is for these herbs here. If we put minerals next to it, then we get extra tech. So let's get our rock giant over here in on the action and build some precious minerals. And we'll sort these guys out here. Now, what project have they got? A tool shop. So we need wealth and technology. So we'll need a couple of more mines, and that will actually... let's... okay, I'm just thinking here. This is where the game comes into its own, because you really have to think ahead exactly what you need to do. Now, for example, the mine helps the peppermint. If you build another mine next to the previous mine, that will help that mine. So, you know, you got to kind of plan it ahead, and it can get quite difficult, very difficult indeed. Okay, so we're just waiting for that cooldown to finish off. So, what else do we need here? Well, we've actually nearly hit the things that we need now. The way it works with wealth and food and technology and all that stuff is when you build things that generate those things, you get a complete total of that thing, and that's how much you can get of that, no more. If you make the grand total really high or higher than what you currently have, it'll actually build up quicker, funnily enough. So, say here I've got 24 out of 11, the 11, 12, it's generating slowly. If that 24 was 60, it would be generating much faster. So, let's build another one here. Hopefully we can do that. Yep, that's good. Okay. So those are generating more wealth now because it has symbiosis with the other mine. Yeah. And the peppermint have symbiosis with the mine and generate more technology for me. So yeah, that's basically how, the long and short of how you kind of oh there we go, 26. Okay, that wasn't fully built for some reason. Yeah, and that's how you sort of progress with the villages. So let's see how our other villagers doing here. Now you can see the greed meter here. Once when all their faces are blue, then they're quite happy and they're not greedy. When they start going red, that's when you're going to start having greed issues. So you have to be careful not to do that. All right. Okay, so we got our desert over here as well. We can actually make some food. Now, you can see the whole planet. I've nearly filled it up. I've filled it more than halfway now. So you don't get a huge amount of room to play with the... You can probably build maybe 4 villages on the outside. Maybe 5? Yeah, maybe 5. The swamp ambassador has appeared. Alright. So we'll put him on the swamp giant because he did, after all, do all the hard work for this village. So he deserves to be rewarded with extra powers. Let's see what powers he gets. A toxic aspect. Oh dear me. Okay, upgrade to plant with a toxic aspect adds technology. Okay, fair enough. It kind of seems like a negative connotation, but no. Alright, so let's use the rock giant and we will build... actually you can't build food with him, can you? Can I put that there? Possibly. Let's see how it goes. See if we can build herbs in a desert. Makes sense. And yes, you can. Okay. So we'll just wait and see if a village does pop up there. Yeah, so that's kind of how you progress. Now, I won't be able to get them greedy because it takes actually quite some time to get your villagers really greedy. So unfortunately you won't see that aspect, but I can start an earthquake and just, you know, make everyone's life quite miserable. Let's have a look at that. And then we'll call it a day. End on a note of destruction. So here we go. Angry giant. So everyone is, you know, not good. So, okay, yes, I've done that already. So there you go. So it completely destroys the village and allows you to actually just start again, essentially. And you actually do get to keep all the things that you've built, it seems, but the village is gone. So once they get so greedy that they start attacking other villages, you can just completely destroy it and stop that issue from ever happening. So there you go. So that's Reus. You can pick it up on Steam for the grand total of $10, currently on sale for 10% off for $9. This has been your host, the Pixel Pirate. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.